If you've got a daughter, odds are you've tried to build her self-esteem by telling her the world is her oyster. But could there be a downside to this message? We want to caution you, some of the language you're about to hear is a little rough. For 20 years, moms have been teaching their daughters they can do anything. But now many are concerned that message may be backfiring.
They've been given messages that you can do anything and you can be anything. But I think the underlying issues of self-worth and self-esteem haven't been adequately addressed.
As a result, many confuse reckless experimentation with independence. Girls are now smoking more than boys and have caught up when it comes to drinking and drugs. And as for sex,
I'm not sure if society's attitudes towards promiscuity in women have changed. I would just say that they're evolving.
I'm a slut. Also evolving the way girls talk to each other, many using adult language and slang that used to be unacceptable.
That slut ain't got it. Compared to these double cheeseburgers, shake it, don't break it, bitch.
She puts the itch in bitch. She puts the whore in horrifying.
If I'm feeling very jovial and very silly, I'll use words like that.
People just use them out of humorous ways, which isn't necessarily right. It just happens.
They may feel more empowered, but they're also becoming more aggressive. Aggravated assault arrests for girls 10 to 17 have doubled in the last 20 years. And according to reports, the number of girls carrying a weapon increased over 125% in the same time.
I think there is a downside in teaching our girls that they can do anything, especially when we don't back it up by giving them the tools.
Before the break, we looked at how girls are told that they can do anything, sometimes take it the wrong way, risking their health and their relationships. So what's a parent to do? Atusa Rubenstein is the editor-in-chief of 17 magazine. Good to see you, Atusa.
Good morning.
So what's going on here? Because it seems like, as women, I think so many of us are trying to send the right message, giving the right example to our daughters and to the young women in our lives. So why does it seem that some of that now appears to be backfiring, especially in the younger generation of women?
Well, you know what it is? We've told girls they can do anything, and they have done so much. There's so much good news about girls today. But now that they've sort of climbed this mountain, now what? And that's they don't have the foundation to make the right decisions and continue to progress. And so it's almost like time for AP Girl Power. And it's a class that only parents and moms can teach. These are skills that are not going to be taught in the classroom.
We're going to talk about some of the skills that you think are necessary coming up, but what are some of the negative consequences that we're seeing as a result?
Well, girls are calling each other terrible names, and they think it's funny. So when did misogyny become funny? The violence rates are up. Basically what's happening is girls are beating boys in races that we did not want them to be beating them in.
That's true. I mean, drug use, alcohol use. Absolutely. You say what's needed right now is more of a feminine touch. I mean, what do you mean by that?
Well, when you look at the world today, these are troubled times we live in. And what women have always been good at is being mediators, being sensitive, being intuitive, bringing people together. And so we need our girls to not only grow up and be strong women for themselves, but for us as a society. So we want these girls to continue to progress, not only because we love our daughters.
So they need to get back in touch with kind of the caretaker side in them?
Yes.
And what are some things that moms can teach their daughters? I mean, how do they get around this? How do they avoid sending the wrong message?
Number one, teach them healthy methods of stress release. It is stressful to be a power girl. We expect so much from them. So mom needs to teach her yoga, meditation, go for a walk when you're stressed out.
I mean, some of this, I think moms have to set the example, right? I mean, a lot of this
is... they don't care about you, they do. They're watching you. So when mom is stressed and she has a drink at the end of the day, bad signal. They should exercise together. And also, mom needs to not only put the focus on perfection in achieving and getting good grades, but also, in trying really hard, because there is a lot of stress on girls today.
But you wonder too, though, if a lot of that comes from as parents and as a working mom, you try to do everything, you try to take on more than you can chew half the time, and I'm wondering if a lot of that is being transposed onto them as well.
It is, and they don't know, they don't have the stress relief methods to be able to deal with it.
And girls are using these vulgar terms. They think it's funny, it's cute to call each other, you know, bitch.
And whore. And think about it.
How do you teach them the right language?
You joke about things when you're uncomfortable with it. And girls are uncomfortable with their sexuality. Of course we don't want girls running around having sex, but we need to have them respect and understand their sexual power. And so mom can't be scared to talk to her about sex. She wants her to, she can teach her daughter how to respect herself as a sexual being without necessarily sending her out there to have sex.
And finally, very important for your daughters to understand the consequences of their actions, right?
Yes, you have to be a tough teacher. We all remember our toughest teachers in retrospect.
Tough love.
Tough love, zero tolerance with the drinking, the drugs, and the violence.
All right, Atusa Rubenstein, again, thanks so much.